for our players today. We thought we'd have them talk on Thursday instead of today. Um, and, give them a few more days to kind of collect their thoughts and, obviously give them an opportunity as you know, the tragic passing of Kyren Lacy. We wanted to give our guys an opportunity to go through what has been a difficult time for them to, certainly it's a process for them, and the grieving and shock and certainly the disbelief. We wanted to give them some more time so you can understand why I'm standing here in front of you. I understand that, you want to get to those guys, but we're going to give them a couple more days, and then you'll get them on Thursday. So with that, any questions?
Coach, I guess, how do you help them process, I guess, what happened, not only, I guess, in the immediate aftermath of it, but in the days and weeks ahead, I suppose?
Yeah, certainly, I think everybody on our team has, in some way, had a relationship at different levels with Kyren. So, everybody is going to deal with it differently. First understanding that, right, that there's not one way that you're supposed to feel, right? And then, we lean heavily on our professional counseling department. Lakeitha Poole and her staff, we brought them in, and, having that resource here, allows for them to, seek out that one-on-one kind of conversation that some may need. And like I said, there were different relationships that Kyren had. Some were very, very close. Some didn't know Kyren at all. So, but you want to provide, the opportunity for your players to have those resources if, in fact, they do need them.
Just you personally, how will you remember him? I mean, he came here with you first year, right? He's been here the same amount of time you have. Just your thoughts.
Unfortunately, in my career, this is not the first time this happened. Mental health is part of one of the facets of player development that you're working with in my field. And unfortunately it's happened before, and I never take a situation like this as one that could never happen. You're always on guard for it. Kyren was a bright star. He had an incredible personality. I'll remember him as somebody that had a love for the game, a love for being a Tiger, and was a guy that played with great emotion. When you think of Kyren, you're going to smile most of the time because of the way he handled himself. He was a guy that was full of energy. And I think a lot of his teammates will remember him that way as well.
Coach, how active do you expect to be in the portal coming up, and any positions that you might be looking for?
Yeah, I like our roster right now. It wouldn't surprise me if we didn't have anybody in the portal on either side, either leaving our program or adding. I would be, if you ask me right now, I would be happy to take this roster right into May, and on both sides of it. Maybe that's fool's gold. Maybe that's wishing more than anything else. But I like what we've done with this roster. I like the development of it. Not all of that is in my control, obviously. But I can tell you we're not like actively saying, we got to have this, we got to have that. We feel good about our roster. If something shows itself that is an incredible opportunity, we're certainly going to investigate any time that we can help our football team. And so we're always going to be looking to help our team, but it's not like it was obviously in January.
Yeah, Coach. Nick Anderson was a guy that maybe was coming along a little bit slower at the beginning of spring, but really looks like the last couple of practices we've been out there, he's kind of ramped things up a little bit contact-wise. Just what's that process been like with him this spring, and how, I guess, healthy do you expect him to be going into the summer?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think your assessment is right on. I think he was a little slowed by an injury that was lingering. We just wanted to be patient with him. Nick's a smart kid. He knows his body. He's not a guy that you have to push and say, hey, get out there. When he's ready, he's going to go compete. I think he just has a maturity about him that you don't have to worry about. Nick, when he's ready, he's going to go. He's going to compete. And as he's gotten healthy, you can see the kind of presence that he has. He's big, he's physical, he's athletic. I'm excited about him. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to win some key one-on-one matchups for us with his physicality, in particular some of those one-on-one key third down matchups that you need. So it's nice to see him rounding into form as we get late here into spring practice.
Coach, over here. You said after Saturday you'd look at the tape and get a better idea of judging. If you could give us an assessment of what you saw, where you feel like you're at right now at this point in spring, especially with the 16 new portal guys. And secondly, how do you determine how much live scrimmaging you do versus thud? And do you feel like you don't hit as much? And obviously that first game you worry about tackling that first game, but how much hitting and live hitting, are you happy with the physicality on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I am. I think we've done a really good job of kind of balancing that out and adding special teams for the first time in a live fashion, kickoff, punt. I haven't done that in, I can't remember. Probably when I wasn't smart enough to care is when I did it. So it was good to get that facet in. It gave us great evaluations of our players. There were a lot of things that we came away from that day in the stadium with just great evaluations on, defensive line, offensive line, the safety play. I could go across the board in a number of different areas where we felt really good. Running the football, clearly there's a presence at the edge position for us. It was a good day for us to evaluate all of the positions and know what our strengths and weaknesses are and what we need to continue to develop within our program. And, we walk away from that with even a better knowledge of where we've got to move some guys around in special teams, because I think that that's going to be a dynamic group for us, and that's going to help us win some football games.
Hey, Coach, I guess what was like the biggest surprise for you through spring? I know spring's kind of wrapping up, just something that's, I guess, improved on the most position group here. And second question, your thoughts on Colin Hurley as well, just returning back to the team, returning back to practice in his journey, and just getting back.
Surprises, I just think overall, the understanding of, how to go out and compete in practice it has been really, for me, outstanding for the young guys to pick it up, like the Solomon Thomases and the Carriers Kearns. They've done an incredible job as young players coming in and understanding how to compete. The DJ Pickett's, all of our mid-year freshmen have come in and really have adapted so quickly. And I guess that's why they're mid-years, right? I mean, they're so far ahead of their freshman counterparts that it really does show why they were able to graduate early from high school, because they were much more mature. Those kids have done an incredible job of really blending in and showing that they belong right away. They're going to be so far ahead coming into camp relative to being able to compete. That's been kind of a surprise to me. This is the first class that I've had at mid-semester where it's not like, that guy is so far away. It just feels like they've been here, and that's been a bit of a surprise. It was great to see Colin out there today. He was involved in, and you guys saw, he was involved in some of the one-on-ones, and man, he looks great physically. He's got an unbelievably strong arm. It was just great to have him back out there. And just to have him here on campus is just a blessing to get that young man back here and be in the kind of physical condition that he is just exciting.
This will probably be the last time we get to speak to you for a number of months, but just
I'm tearing up.
yeah, just when you look ahead to the summer and just kind of what you guys hope to accomplish in those summer months, just how critical are those, and what can you, I guess, learn from your team in that respect when you're not able to be on the field with them?
Yeah. Well, I think that answer lies in your last couple of words, and it is, we're not on the field with them, so this is where you really start to build that kind of accountability piece where the players hold each other to a standard. And that's where this team really starts to take off. And the coaches aren't out there to look over you. You've got to do it on your own. How far you want to take this happens in June and July. And so when they get back here on the 2nd of June and begin, what we really have been working towards is this sense of player-led accountability, and the standards of winning a championship are sown, in June and July. So that's big. We want to see guys to continue to physically develop. We want to see a Harlan Berry go from, 183, 184 to 194. We'd like to see him put on some weight. So there's guys that we want to see continue to build a coat of armor, if you will, for the season, because, they're really talented. So we want to see that aspect. So there's a strength gaining and weight training and gaining weight component, as well as an accountability piece. And then, there's certainly going to be technical opportunities for them to be out there. We have the player run practices. We'll have close to 15 of them. We call them PRPs, where they're running practices, and we want to see some technical development. So there's a lot going on in June and July.
What did you learn this spring about the interior of your offensive line between DJ and the two transfers?
Well, Paul, DJ, Cohen Eccles, obviously Thompson, those four guys in particular, Bordelon, 5. I mean, we got 5, 6 guys that can compete in there and help us win. We're just going to have to find out what the right combination is, because this, as I said this, I think, after the game, it wasn't really about who's the starter, it's about what's going to be the best 5. What that combination, and we can get to the best 5, that's easy. But let's get them in there and really develop them. And I think what we feel like we leave the spring with is really good depth. I mean, we're going to have great depth on the offensive line. Now it will be about, all right, who are those starting 5? And that will be established as we go into preseason camp. Last one, John?
Yeah, I don't know if it was just the drills you guys were running, but wide receivers contributing in the running game. I mean, Aaron Anderson, Xavion.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see? Okay, I didn't either.
See any of that. Did you guys see any of that? I missed that. Wide receivers are supposed to catch the ball. That's all they do. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Cheers.